Alright guys, hey, Fatal Ferret here, and welcome back to yet another episode of No One But You, and this will probably be another long one. I hope you guys don't mind these long ones, but it's kind of a compromise between not taking up too much time on the channel and you guys being able to see it, so I hope you guys just watch it at your own leisure, because it will be here for you to watch. But let's get into it. As Yui and I left the arcade, we noticed that it was raining outside. Oh man, when did it start raining? It looks like a storm hit town. This has to be the first time it's rained in over a month now. It's a good thing I brought an umbrella with me. You really never know when it's gonna rain, huh? Yui, what's wrong? Could it be that she didn't bring an umbrella? Poor Yui. If she wants to borrow mine, she'll have to grovel. As I enjoyed such light-hearted thoughts, I noticed Yui's expression suddenly changed for the worse. Her face looked distorted, as though something tragic had just happened. Yui, is everything okay? I forgot... Huh? The kittens! I didn't see them today! Oh no. Yui started running through the rain. Hey, wait! We can take the bus! Yui ignored me and kept running. Crap, I better go after her. Yui and I continued to run as the rain grew stronger and stronger. Damn it, I hope they're okay. If only... Wait, did she put them in a box? Oh, no. No! This... Okay, let's break the immersion real quick. Let's think a minute, guys. Nothing sad as shit has happened this route yet. It's time, isn't it? Is it time already for just the sad shit to just hit the fan? Let's continue. If only I'd known a storm was on the way. After running as quickly as we could, Yui and I arrived at our destination. We both walked around the back of the old house. Yui was leading the way. She stood next to the wet cardboard box and slowly looked inside. Yui held one of the kittens as it started mewing. Yui, are you okay? I slowly walked towards her and looked inside the box. I saw the other kitten inside, completely motionless. I knew it. Is she? Oh, that's so sad. Stay back! I'm sorry. This is my fault. This is all my fault. Hey, don't say that. I should have checked on them. I should have bothered to check the weather. Why do I always mess things up? I could hear Yui beginning to sob as the rain streamed down her cheeks. But why does it look so sunny outside? Everything I do, everything I try to do something, I just mess it up. What's wrong with me? Yui, you can't blame yourself for this. I could have just tried to save them both. Stop saying that. You don't know anything, Hideki. I'm such a failure. I always have been. Yui kept hugging the kitten, protecting it from the rain. Hey, we can't stay here like this. Let's go. I don't want to. Oh, boy. So, we can tell Yui to return to the dorms or take Yui back home with us. I don't know how she'll react to it, but I think the best thing to do, because she's wet and she's distraught, so I'd say probably just come back home with us. Don't be like that. Come with me. I grabbed Yui's hand and pulled her up. But what about Bonnie? I'll come back and bury her after the rain stops. Bring the other one with you. We can at least do that much. Yui stayed quiet and started to slowly walk beside me while holding Marcy. Come and stay at my house for a little while, okay? I'll take you back to the dorms when it stops raining. Yui nodded and continued walking. Ugh, it's so sad. We knew there was death coming. It was only a cat so far, so maybe that's okay? How is she doing? She's asleep now. I dried her clothes, so she should wear them when she wakes up. Thanks, Mom. What happened exactly? It's a long story. I'll tell you later. Okay, honey. So, is it alright if we keep this kitten with us just for a little while? Sure thing. I gave the kitten some food and milk. There you go, little buddy. After the rain stopped, I returned to where we had left Bonnie. I buried her next to the tree under which we had found her. Then we went back home. I really hope that I never have to do that again. Just as that thought crossed my mind, I heard footsteps coming down the stairs. You're awake. Yeah. Are you feeling better? Better. Thank you for everything, Hideki. I really mean it. Don't worry about it. I think I'll head back to the dorms now, before it gets too late. Do you need me to walk you there? No, it's okay. You've already done so much for me. Yui put her shoes on. Thank your mother for me too. Will do. Yui petted Marcy, who was sitting next to the door, then left. What a crazy day. It started off so well. I felt like I was getting closer to Yui. She was so happy, smiling from ear to ear all day. She was almost like a different person. But everything suddenly came crumbling down. I saw a side of Yui that wasn't so pleasant. It was unbearable seeing her cry like that. Yui is surprisingly fragile, especially when she keeps bottling up all of her emotions. I hope that she's okay. Well, text her, you dolt. You have a phone, don't you? Oh, still the weekend. Interesting. After Sunday passed by without incident, the school... Oh, I thought it stopped on... Never mind. School week began anew. I prepared myself for the day ahead, finally putting my shoes on just before leaving. I'll be going now, Mom. As I bid my mother farewell, another presence caught my attention from below. Oh, hey there, little guy. How are you doing today? Hey, you can't hiss at me. You're in my house now. Ignoring Marcy's malice, I started playing with the kitten. But just as I started getting into it, I remembered that I had to go. Sorry, kitty. I'll be back after school. Regretfully leaving Marcy behind, I opened the door and walked outside. After arriving at school, one question dominated my thoughts. Will Yui be here today? It wouldn't surprise me if she decided to take the day off. Usually she needs no excuse to skip class, so now that she has one, bump. Hey, watch it, you idiot! As I was walking along, deep in thought, I bumped into two senior students. Ah, sorry. That was careless. I was so wrapped in my own thoughts that I didn't see her there. Sorry, now I've got soda on my new shirt, you moron. Hey, calm down. It was an accident. Don't tell me to calm down. You ruined it. It's a school uniform, for crying out loud. And who walks around the hallways this early in the morning with an open can of soda anyway? Listen, I'm sorry, okay? But I really don't have time for this. Excuse me. I passed the girls by and kept walking, anxious to check on Yui. I can't believe a freshman spoke to me like that. That asshole's going to pay. What do you have in mind? That's weird. It's a little weird just because there has been never mention of like bullies or like mean girls at all, but we'll roll with it for now. The moment I arrived in class, I quickly scanned the room searching for Yui. Unfortunately, as I predicted, she was nowhere in sight. She's not here. I figured as much. It doesn't look like Yui's coming to school today. Yeah. You know why she ain't coming? I do, but why ask me? I don't know. You seem awfully close to her recently, like yesterday at the arcade. How did Ryo know about that? I'm sure she's just tired, that's all. Okay. Ryo walked away without resistance, then sat down at his desk. Got you a drink? It's a good time for a drink. After class ended for the day, I started preparing to head home. I headed towards the entrance of the school, where my locker resided, in order to put my bags away for tomorrow. Lockers really are convenient. I'll forget my books every day if I were to take them home. As I reached my locker, however, I noticed a piece of paper sticking out of it. The piece of paper contained the words, "The fun begins." What the heck is that supposed to mean? Who wrote this? I flipped the paper over, but there was nothing on the back. Whatever. I crumpled up the paper and threw it in the garbage can, then finally put my books into my locker. I hate stories about bullies, so this is probably just gonna... this is probably gonna piss me off more than it should. As I entered the house, I noticed Marcy running around in the kitchen. Hello there, Mom. Oh, Edie, you're back. Just in time for dinner. Mom brought out a plate for me as I sat down. So, how was Yui today? She didn't show up at school. Is that so? I'm sure she'll be alright. Yeah. I ate dinner with Mom and then headed to my room and went to sleep early. Going to sleep early? Why does it say Sunday? I feel like it's off a day. Alright. Whatever. Upon arriving at school, I once again began my search for Yui. Just like the day before, I only had one thought on my mind and thus headed to class without delay. Today, however, my obsession paid off. Yui's back. Sitting at our desk was Yui, quietly reading a book. Weird, Ryo's not here, yet he isn't spoiling her peace. Lucky for me, that should make it easier to talk to her. Counting my blessings, I walked up to Yui. Hey there, Yui. Oh, good morning, Hideki. How are you feeling? Good. As expected of Yui, she seemed content to end the conversation with as few words as possible. However, unlike previous days, this time Yui had a question of her own. How is Marcy doing? She's fine. She keeps on running around the house. That's nice. Yui went back to reading her book. Well, I'll let you get to reading then. Invite her over, you dummy. Invite her over so she can see the kitty cat. After school ended for the day, I stayed in class a while, aimlessly staring at the board. I got a sneeze, and I have no mute button. I had no reason to stay behind. I simply didn't feel like moving. Oh boy, it's right at the tip. Wow. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Even so, I can't stay around here all day. With as much lethargy, why does I keep using that word that I can't say? As I usually show when waking up in the morning, I arose from my seat and headed to my locker. Look, we have never gone to our locker the whole game. The whole game. So, I don't like how it was randomly implementing new stuff, but we'll continue. Walking down the empty hallway, I soon reached my locker. As I approached it, however, a foul stench reached my nostrils. Surely enough, as soon as I opened my locker, garbage fell out of it. What the hell? Inside of my locker, once again, I found a note. It read, "Are you enjoying this, little boy? The fun will continue. You're now officially my new toy." What the heck is this crap? It must have been those two senior girls from yesterday. Childish. I cleaned my locker and threw the garbage away. What idiots. Like, I have time for this. This should be fun. Despite my efforts to forget about the day before, the moment I arrived at school, I was greeted with confrontation. Before I much as entered the school building, the same two senior girls were waiting for me. They stared at me, watching as I walked by, like vultures waiting for their prey to die. Already? I did my best to ignore them and walked inside. Matching the scene from the day before, I opened my locker to find a pile of garbage waiting for me. You've got to be kidding me. Inside was another note, this time reading, "I can see the anger in your vein. Why don't you go hide and cry?" Seriously, that sentence barely even makes sense. Do they think that poor attempt at rhyme is clever? I closed my eyes for a second and took a deep breath. No, I'm not going to react. That's exactly what they want me to do. I cleaned my locker again and went to class. After walking to class, the scene before me was much the same as the day before. Yui was reading quietly, alone, and Ryo sat at his desk, not saying a word. Weird, it's normal for Yui to ignore everyone, but since when does Ryo know how to control himself? Unable to bring myself to disturb the silence, I sat down at my desk and waited for class to begin. That day at school, I realized that things had changed. I didn't speak to a single one of my friends, and the entire day I felt like crap. The moment with Yui and the two kittens, ever since then, I felt different. I know I shouldn't think about it so much, but every time Yui's face comes to mind, I can't help but worry. She's a strong girl, I know that, and yet... Interesting. Turn of events. This is very different from last episode. This whole, like, bullying seniors has just, like, come out of left field and has kind of caught me off guard. Because it's sort of weird so far. As another school day reached its conclusion, I once again found myself isolated. Neither Yui nor Ryo had spoken to me at all, and I hadn't seen Shiro or Megami for days. Well, that makes sense too. It seemed I guess, appreciate that the storylines run together. It seemed like the only ones paying attention to me were the girls harassing me. I approached my locker, already knowing what awaited me. The smell of garbage once again reached my nostrils long before the sight of it did. And of course, what awaited me amidst the garbage was another note. It read, "Hey, look, we've added a fork. Why don't you use it to eat the rotten pork?" I flipped the paper over. On the other side said, "Come to class 302 after school for some fun." A direct confrontation, huh? Fine by me. I've had enough of this crap. If it was me, and I didn't need my locker that much, because we haven't used it all game, why not just leave the garbage? And be like, I don't know, homeroom teacher, people have been filling my locker with garbage, and I don't really know what to do about it. But I mean, I don't think that's crossed our mind, I guess. I slammed my locker and started climbing the stairs. Ooh, so we get to see Yui, but, like us, the reader. The moment I walked in the classroom, I saw the two girls waiting before me. Would you look at that? The boy actually showed up. What a brave guy! Are you two seriously that childish? I can't believe you're older than me. Is that how two senior students behave? How about you grow up? You're not kids anymore. And what if we want to have some more fun with you? The girls started walking my direction. One of them spilled her soda on my shirt. Hey! How does it feel, huh? An eye for an eye, huh? Fine, I'll take it. Now we're even. Can you stop with the stupidity already? I don't know. I like you. From now on, you will be our new toy. We will do anything we want to you. Ooh, that sounds fun. Oh, what's this? You don't like that idea? Well, what are you going to do about it, huh? Are you really going to hit a girl? Or are you just going to snitch to the teachers like a little baby? Yeah, I'm just gonna tell the teachers because that's the smart thing to do. Hey, hand me your soda. I'll pour this on his head, or even better, down his pants. Ooh, you're so mean. Just as the second girl relinquished her soda, I heard the classroom door slide open. Yui? What are you doing here? And who might this be? Your guardian angel? Ooh, better watch out. She's gonna burn you with that fiery hair of hers. Oh boy, you're right. I guess I'd better put it out before someone gets hurt. The girl walked up to Yui, intent on pouring her drink over Yui's head. But the moment the girl approached her, Yui slapped the soda from her hand, using enough force to cause the projectile to leave a dent in the wall. What the hell? Who do you think you are? Shut up. What was that? I said, shut up! Yui's scream echoed around the classroom, leaving obvious surprise on the two girls' faces. I've been observing you two since the semester started, and I've seen what you've done to students here. Listen to me and listen well. If you ever do anything like this shit again, be it Hideki or any other student, or at this school, then the second you are alone... Ooh, shit. Oh, shit! We aren't pulling punches. I'll murder you. Yui spoke with a deadly serious tone, perfectly matched by the look of malice on her face. Are you threatening me? That was no threat. I will make you suffer. And when I'm done with you, no one will ever find your bones. So, if you dare pull this kind of shit again, the second you do it, it will already be too late for the two of you. Do you hear me? As she shouted, Yui slammed her fish on the desk beside her so hard that the wood cracked. The girls stood there in shock, with fear visible in their eyes. Do you understand me? Yes. I can't hear you. We understand. Then get out of my face. The girls took their things and ran out of the classroom, bordering on tears. With the two girls now gone, Yui walked over to the wall and sat beside it. The room, alive with threats moments ago and harassment before that, fell into silence. Yui had scared those two girls to death, and honestly, I felt much the same. But once it had a moment to calm down, I was able to muster my strength and break the silence. That was really something. You didn't actually mean what you said, did you? Hideki, you shouldn't let people push you around like that. What else was I supposed to do? I don't know, but you need to do something. Maybe so, but I think you went a little over the top. That actually drove a chill down my spine. Don't worry, I'm not a psychopath or anything. I just can't tolerate this type of behavior. It really annoys me. Yui wore an irritated expression on her face as she spoke. When I went to Germany, I didn't get along with the other students. The first 3 years went by fine. I was simply known as a loner. I never really talked to anyone. I just stayed by myself all the time. But after a while, I noticed that the girls in my class didn't like me. I couldn't be helped since I was always at the top of my class, and the boys asked me out frequently. Of course, I was never interested in such things, so I'd always refuse, but for some reason, it pissed the other girls off. That was when the bullying started. Yui's irritation turned to sadness as she continued speaking. She wore a frown, but I could clearly see the hurt in her eyes as she spoke. I tried to do the right thing, and I tried to talk out of it, but nobody would listen. Telling the teachers would make things worse, and my parents were too busy with work to care about my problems. So instead, I just stayed quiet and kept things bottled up inside. But the more I ignored them, the harsher the bullying became. They did horrible things. They put garbage in my desk. They filled my food with living worms. And the things only grew worse when I reached 8th grade. There was this one girl who simply despised me. Apparently the guy she liked had no interest in her and asked me out instead. Naturally, I rejected him, but from that moment she was determined to make my school life a living hell. I would find my locker cracked open, my books and gym clothes were stolen, they'd either be hidden or thrown out into the rain. Then she'd start spreading rumors about me, lying about me sleeping with older students from school. And of course, without any proof, everyone believed her. They thought it was funny. It amused them. It became a game for them, to see how far they could go in order to get a reaction out of me. But even with all of that, I shut my mouth and held it in. I told myself that it would end eventually, but I was wrong. I gulped as Yui spoke, almost afraid as I continued listening. After the graduation ceremony, my final day at that hellish school, I walked outside. I found my cat dead. Oh, hanging by its neck on a small tree next to the building. I was shocked. I just stood there looking at the horrible scene. I knew the girls were mean, but I never thought that they could be that heartless. Killing an innocent animal like that. Killing the only friend I had. I just couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't stand another minute in that hell. I told my parents that I wanted to move back to Japan, back to my hometown, and they gladly accept. They sent me away without a second thought. I continued to listen, unable to interject, even if I wanted to. Drink time. That's sad. Bullying is tough. Bullying is... I mean, people always give you solutions for it, but sometimes it just doesn't work. Hearing about her past, about how extreme the bullying she endured was, I realized just how good my life had been. When I came back here, I wanted to change my behavior. I didn't want to become a pushover again. To become everyone's punching bag. But look at me now. I became just like them. I became a bully. Yui, don't say that. You're not a bully, Yui. You're one of the most decent people I know. I still don't understand why you came back to Japan, though. I mean, couldn't you have just moved to another school in Germany? Why come back here? Yui stood up and walked towards me. Come on, stand up. Yui grabbed my hand and pulled me up. Let's go. Where are we going? Just come with me. Okay. After leaving the school, Yui led me through town, going down a road I've never ventured before in my life. The gravel turned to dirt, and buildings to trees, and before long, we had arrived. Oh, wow, it's really pretty here. Here we are. Yui finally stopped, and we were in front of a pond, far from the city. Whoa, I've never been here before. This place is beautiful, isn't it? Yui sat down, and I immediately did the same. We sat together, side by side, looking at the pond. After sitting in silence for a while, Yui eventually spoke up. This place is really special to me. How so? I've never told anyone this before, but up until I was 7, I used to live in this town. Even when I lived here, I didn't really have any friends, but I still liked this town. The people here were always nice, and it was so peaceful. I used to come by this pond all the time and just play all day long. I don't know why, but I just really loved this place. I would just sit and watch the frogs hopping around, and the lotus floating on the water. When my parents decided to move to Germany, I was devastated. I didn't want to go. I didn't want to leave this place. So the night before we were supposed to leave, I ran out of the house and came to this spot, wanting nothing more than to be alone. I sat next to this pond, all by myself, and bawled my eyes out. Oh my god! Oh, my chest. Sob, sob. Oh, is this us? Why are you crying? Huh? Who are you? I was walking home when I saw you running here. I thought you were in trouble or something. What's wrong? Did someone upset you? It's nothing. Don't say that. You can't be crying over nothing. My parents, they want us to leave this town tomorrow, but I don't want to. I see. I would be pretty upset if my parents decided to leave this place too. Yeah. I know it's upsetting, but you shouldn't cry. Trying out new things, going new places, it might be fun. But even if things don't go well, you can still make the most of it. And when you grow up, you can always come back here. Or at least, I think that's how becoming an adult works. Hey, don't laugh at me. I'm trying to help you. Sorry. You're just really funny. I am just a superstar comedian. No, you're not. Well, I got you to laugh, didn't I? You know what? You look familiar. Really? I'm sure I've seen you somewhere before. Oh, right. I've seen you at the arcade sometimes. You go there too? Of course. I love that place. Me too. I try out the new indoor fighter too. Yeah, but I suck at it. This kid Yui keeps getting all of the high scores. What are you laughing at now? That's actually me. No way, you're the famous Yui. Yep, that's my name. But you're a girl. What, you don't think girls can be good at games? It's not that. I just didn't think the girls would be interested in games. Well, I'm a girl, and I have all the high scores there, so... I guess you're right. I wish I didn't have to leave tomorrow. I wish we had gone there together. Yeah, that would have been fun. Oh, that reminds me. I went there early today. I won this at the claw machine thingy, and I want you to have it. What? The boy handed over the lotus scrunchie. Aw. I really can't use this myself, so... It's so pretty. Can I really have it? Of course. Think of it as a sign of our friendship. Friendship? Sure, we're friends now, aren't we? Yeah. Then let this be proof of our promise. One day we'll meet up again and we'll go to the arcade together. I'd love to. Shoot. I should be heading home now. It was really nice to meet you, Yui. The boy stood up. Wherever you end up, I hope you have fun, Yui. Thank you. The boy walked away as he waved goodbye. Wow, that's cute. And that was the last I saw of him. I didn't even ask for his name. Is that why you came back to this town? To find him? It was one of the reasons. I know it was silly of me to think that I'd see him once again after all this time. He probably doesn't even live here anymore, and if he does, I doubt he remembers who I am. Don't say that. You never know what could happen. Besides, I'm your friend too, aren't I? Yui looked surprised after I said that. She turned to face me for a moment, then looked back at the pond. Don't you enjoy the time we spent together at the arcade? As I tried to convey my feelings to Yui, I began to wonder myself what I was really wanted to say. When I'm with Yui, I have this weird feeling inside me unlike anything I felt before. Is Yui really just a friend? Is that why I always insist on talking to her, despite my standoffish nature? No, that can't be. It has to be something more than that. Yui, since the day I met you, I've always thought there was something different about you. I felt like I had to talk to you, and I'm glad I did. Yui, listen, Hideki, don't. You're a really nice guy, but it would be better for us to stop right there. Why do you say that, Yui? Every time I get close to someone, I just end up hurting them. There's a reason why I always push people away, you know? This will be better for both of us. You know that's not true. Hideki, I'm sure you notice that things are not like they used to be. You have changed a lot over this past year. I know it's because of me. You always seem stressed, puzzled, as if you're lost. When was the last time you actually hung out with your friends? Megami, Shiro, it seems like they just drifted apart from them. And of course let's not forget about Ryo. You're his best friend. But now the two of you barely talk. And what do? And when we do, it's just for a few minutes. Listen, that has nothing to do with... You know it's true, Hideki. I don't want you to be alone. I don't want you to listen. I don't want you to be like this because of me. I'm sorry I led you on for so long. I guess I was just being selfish. Yui stood up. Hey, please, Hideki, don't follow me. Yui walked away as I sat there. Yui? Although I desperately wanted to follow her, I couldn't bring myself to do it. After hearing how serious, how sincere she was, I couldn't go against her wishes. I barely talked to Megumi and Ryo, and I haven't seen Shiro in a long time. It's the same with Shinatsu. I haven't seen her in her... I haven't been seeing her in school or by the bridge. Maybe I have been neglecting myself and my friends recently. I never asked myself what could happen to them. But this doesn't have anything to do with Yui, right? Why do you always do this, Yui? Every time I try to get close to you, you push me away. Long after Yui had completely vanished from sight, I continued to sit by the pond alone. I stared into the water aimlessly, drowning in my own thoughts. Are we gonna realize that... I mean, it's so stupid, though. It's like, would you not realize that the boy was you? Would you not mention, yeah, I lost my memories when I was a kid? The day after Yui took me to the pond, I still couldn't get what happened out of my mind. But it wasn't the bullying, Yui sticking up for me, or her sad tales which haunted me. Rather, the one thing still in my mind was my attempted confession. I still can't believe I tried to confess my feelings to her, even though you would cut me off before I could finish. Oops, I didn't mean to click there. Along with these newfound feelings, however, was the painful reality of how it all ended. Every time I try to break down the barriers between us, she just builds more. Yui has bottled up all of her emotions inside, and now she's afraid to let them out. Even now, she blames herself for things which simply weren't her fault, and she's afraid that if she lets her guard down, she'll wind up hurting those close to her. But I won't let things turn out like that. There has to be a way I can fix this. I have to talk to her again. As I began searching for Yui, a familiar voice called out to me. "Oh, look who it is! The wuss who needs to be saved by a girl. I couldn't have said it better myself." Again, already? I guess the fear wore off sooner than I'd hoped. Not you again. I don't have time for your bullshit. Wow, so the cat's finally showed his claws, acting all tough now because you think we're scared of you. I don't want you to be scared of me. I just want you to leave me alone. Are you two really so insecure that you need to show off in front of the others? Do you really have nothing better to do in your pathic, puny lives than annoy other people? How about you grow up a little? You're 18 years old, you should know better. And now you can leave me alone. I have things to do. The girls stared at me blankly, surprised by my unfamiliar attitude and unexpected words. They had been expecting an easy target, but after hearing of Yui's experience with bullying, I had no further tolerance for their crap. Let's go, Christy, before he starts crying. Tch, whatever. The two girls left, still in shock about what had happened. After searching the hallways for Yui, I continued looking for her in the classroom and then the courtyard. No matter where I searched, however, I found no trace of her. She's not here either? Did Yui not come to school today? I guess she thought it would be too awkward about what happened yesterday. Either that or I upset her again. Regardless, I need to talk to her as soon as possible. Five days passed, and still Yui was nowhere to be seen in school. I tried calling her, I tried visiting her, but no matter what, she eluded me. Oh, interesting. Damn, looks like Yui didn't come today either. I haven't seen her since the day we sat next to each other by the pond. She's okay, isn't she? I hope nothing happened to her. I started walking around the hallway aimlessly while thinking, and as I reached the window overseeing the courtyard, however, my thoughts suddenly focused on a solitary existence. It's Yui! Yui looked up at me through the window. As she noticed my gaze, Yui looked a bit startled. She quickly stood up and started walking away. Yui, wait! Damn it, I have to catch her. And that's where we're gonna end this episode, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!